Our today's problem is pretty much simple. All we have to do, we have to divide array into arrays with max different. The problem statement says you are given an integer array nums of size n, where n is multiple of 3 and a positive integer k. Divide the array nums into n by 3 arrays of size 3 satisfying the following condition. The difference between any two integers in the array is less than or equal to k. All we have to return a 2D array, and if it is impossible, we will return an empty array. That's it. So let's understand the problem statement. The problem says our array will be size of multiple of 3. So either it will be 3, 6, 9, 12. The size will be like this. We are given an integer and we have to generate arrays which will be the size of the array will be 3. We have to generate arrays where the inside of the array, the difference between element should not be more than 3. So if I copy this one and paste it here, so yeah, so all we have to do, we have to generate arrays size of 3, right? If you have a look, the size of 3, right? So for example, if our first array is 1, 3, and 4, now we have to look the difference between the elements should not be more than the k value of k. So the difference between 1 and 3 is 2. The difference between 2 and 4 is 3 and 4 is 1. The difference between 1 and 4 is 3. So we got one difference between 1 and 4 is 3, and our value of k is 2. So it's like we can't generate this kind of array. So what we can generate is, like, for example, 1, 3, and 1, right? 1, 3, and 1. Then the difference between 1 and 3 is 2. Difference between 3 and 1 is 2. And difference between 1 and 1 is 0. And the value of k is 2. So it's less than k. We can also generate 3, 4, and 3. So the difference between 3 and 4 is 1. Difference between 4 and 3 is 1. Difference between 3 and 3 is 0, which is less than 2. So you got my point. To solve this question, the best way will be sort this number first. Why we are sorting the number first? If we sort the number first, we will get the closest value together. For example, if I sort this array, the sorted array will be 1, 1, 3, 3, 4, 1, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 9, 30. Now, as we sorted the number, we will get the closest value together so that we don't have to search for each and every index which number should we pick. Now, each time I'll set the value of I equal to 0, and each time I will increase the value I value by 3. So each time I will check, at the beginning I will get the lowest number, and at the end I will get the highest number, right? The array is sorted. So what I'll perform the difference between the highest number and difference between the lowest number. So if the difference between highest and lowest number is less than or equal k, we got our array and we can simply push it into our answer array. Same, if the difference between 9 and 7 is what? 9 and 7 is 2, which is less than or equal to k. We got our answer. If we have a look at our second test case, where we we didn't find any array, so it will be more clear for you guys. Yeah, if we sort the array, at first we have to sort the array, right? So if we sort the array, there is 4, 2, and 4, 5. So our first array we got, right? Size of 3, right? And if we have a look at our second array, all we have to do, we have to find the difference between our last element and first element. So last element in 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. But our value of k is 2, which is the difference is greater than our value of k. That's why we have to return a empty array. So the code is pretty much simple. If I do the code, all we have to do, we have to sort the function, sort the integer first, array, sort, sort begin, and equal to field size for anti-I equals 0, I less than n, and each time I will increase the value of I by 3, and we have to take a vector anti and vector anti. Just take the response at the end, return the response, return the response. So all we have to check if nums of I plus 2 minus nums of I is greater than value of k, then just return empty array. Otherwise, response dot push back nums of I, nums of I plus 1, nums of I plus 2. And that's it. If I run my code, if I submit my code, I got an answer. Thank you so much, guys.